I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Let's move on to page 44 of the Grade 5 Discovering Music Theory workbook. We're moving on to a new topic. This topic is chords, and I have to admit this is my favourite section. I really enjoy this chapter. We're looking at the topic of chords, and in the previous grade we've dealt with primary chords. These are kind of the pivotal chords in any scale or any key, built on the first, the fourth and the fifth degrees of the scale. And so if you remember, the technical names would be tonic, subdominant and dominant, representing 1, 4 and 5 in the scale. We use a Roman numeral to describe the chord. If we use kind of like a normal number, like 1, 2, 3, that describes a single note. A Roman numeral describes the chord built upon that note. And if you remember, a chord, it's a chord of 3 notes. It's a triad built on the first, the third and the fifth. So 1 is the line, 2 is the space, 3 is the line, 4 is the space, 5 is the line. Or if you're on a space, it's going to be space, space, space. 1, 3, 5 built upon the root note of the chord. So in C major, chord 1 is built on the first degree of the scale, which is C, and then we build up from that 1, 3, 5. Chord 4 is built on the fourth degree of the scale, C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go 1, 3, 5, building upwards from that. We're now going to add another chord into the mix, and we're going to build on the supertonic. This is the second degree of the scale. Remember, the supertonic is called that because it's above the tonic. And so in C major, step 2, degree 2 of the scale is D. And so we're building chord 2 on D, F, A, 1, 3, 5 on the second degree of the scale. In a major scale, this is always a minor chord. And in a minor scale, because of the key signature, this is now D, F, A, and that's a diminished chord. Whereas in a major scale, chords 1, 4 and 5 are major. In a minor scales, chords 1 and 4 are minor because of the key signature. However, chord 5 is always a major chord because the raised seventh of the minor scale falls in the middle of chord 5, making chord 5 a major chord. And chord 2, again, is diminished here. So it's a minor chord in a major scale. It's a diminished chord, meaning it's built up of minor thirds in the minor scale. And so now all we have to do in exercise 1 is add 1 note to complete each supertonic chord. So of course we can write the chords out on manuscript paper, but it's not always that in an exam we can easily just get access to a manuscript pad, or it's just as easy to just write them out with sort of letters. So in E minor we know that chord 1 is built on an E, and chord 2, the next door step, must be built on an F. Of course it's an F sharp, but your key signature will deal with that. The only time we need to worry about an accidental is in the middle of chord 5. Other than that, your key signature deals with everything else. The raised seventh occurs in the middle of chord 5. So if we build our triads on those, we know that building up the first, the third and the fifth, E, G, B, it might help if you just picture that 1, 3, 5, E, G, B. and then the second degree of the scale is F, and we build up 1, 3, 5, F, A, C. And of course, because these are next door notes, we can see it goes E to F, G to A, B to C, because they're all next door notes. And basically, we've gone from an E minor chord. It looks like an F chord, but of course it's F sharp. So everything's just stepped up from chord 1 to chord 2. It's just easier to visualise it, I think. And so if F sharp, of course, is the root of that chord, think about like the root of a tree. It's at the base of a chord, and then the chord grows up out of that. There's our first, third, fifth. That third should be note A. And so in B flat major, chord 1 is built on B flat. Your key signature will deal with that. Chord 2, next door note up from that is C, because we can see B flat to C, B to C. And so B, D, F, C, E, G, making our first, third, fifth, built on each of those notes of the scale. And of course your key signature will deal with all of that. You don't really need to worry about it because your key signature deals with that. So if we have C at the base, then we have an E, and so we need a G to finish the triad, first, third, fifth. So perhaps you can just try these next two just to complete this section if you've got the gist of what's going on. Let's check those together now, hoping that that's sorted. So if chord 1 in F minor begins on an F, of course, chord 2 will begin on the next step up, which is G, and then building our triads, first, third, fifth, first, third, fifth. Of course, we have a key signature, so that will be an A flat, a B flat and a D flat, but your key signature deals with all of that. You don't need to worry about it. So here we have a B and a D, but our root is missing, so this is the missing note now. So it wouldn't be correct if you just popped one on top, because we'd have had the wrong root note. It needs to begin, the lowest note, the root of the chord needs to be the second degree of the scale. And then let's look at this one. So again, we're going to look like we have the same chords because our root note is F. However, in this case it's F sharp. So chord 1 is F sharp, chord 2 is G sharp, but your key signature will deal with that, so you hardly need to worry about it. F, A, C, G, B, D, although of course it will be A sharp, C sharp, and then we'll have a D sharp as well, but your key signature deals with all that. We don't need to worry. Chord 2, the root note is G sharp. There's our root, first, third, and so there's our fifth. And that's that first exercise easily completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.